Computer-generated chess problem 2645 by Chesthetica. White has a rook, bishop, knight and a pair of pawns against black's rook, knight, pair of bishops and pawn. So black actually has more material here. But black's bishop on g8 is in a position to be captured by either of the pawns on f7 and h7 with promotion no less. So it's kind of a weird position. What if white does the obvious thing? Pawn on the f-file captures bishop with promotion to queen. Now if the knight moves, let's say knight to f5, rook captures f5 is mate. If knight to g2, rook to f5 is also mate, or even queen to e6 in this case. Notice how with the knight on f5, the king could escape to g5. So black might play rook to g2 check, king to f1, black is just buying time now, rook to g1 check, king captures rook, knight to f3 check, knight captures f3. Even a human might try delaying tactics like this if the opponent who was winning happened to be low on time in a tournament, let's say. But computers, will try to stretch it out to the longest possible length. Bishop to d6. Then at this point, rook captures bishop, king to f5, queen to c4, g6, and bishop to c2 mate. So that's one way of doing it. There's no doubt that black is lost here. But is it the best way? As you might have guessed, no. And here's why. Now, the key is pawn on the f-file captures bishop with under promotion to knight. This is a check and black has to deal with it. Not only that, black only has one square, which is king to f7. And then, here's the interesting move. Rook to d8 discovered check. Now the rook guards the e8 and f8 squares, so the king can't go there. And the knight on g8 guards the f6 flight square. There's only one move, rook to e6 intervening. And you might think bishop captures rook wins, but no, this allows king to g6, which is why another under promotion to knight is necessary, but with checkmate this time. Notice how the pawn on g7 blocks a possible flight square for the king. Now if you go back, why doesn't the h-file pawn capturing the bishop with under promotion to knight work? In fact, now as you can see from the analysis, after king captures pawn, the mate is pushed much further away because rook to d8 discovered check can be answered by rook to e6, and here bishop to e6 check is necessary. There's no pawn on h7 to promote to a knight a second time. So bishop captures rook, king to g6, knight captures bishop check, king to f6, knight to g8 check, maybe king to e5, rook to d5 check, king to e4, and as you can see from the analysis, it's going to take some moves to force the mate. I'm not sure you would have seen the solution, the mate in 3, but if you did, you're probably a better player than you think. Until next time.
Chesthetica's Book of Chess Constructs, Volumes 1 through 5. Available on Amazon.